Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. So if you guys saw my video that I did yesterday on all of the cold weather MREs, these are all of the M&Ms that I extracted from those MREs. I have a total of 53 packets of M&Ms combined. So I've had a lot of people ask me in the past, how long, I think someone specifically asked me how long peanut M&Ms would last if packaged, vacuum sealed or packaged with an oxygen absorber. Now, I would never recommend to package something with an oxygen absorber that is very sugary, but in the case of these M&Ms, the chocolate has the sugar combined in it, and I don't think, now I can't say I know, but I don't think that an oxygen absorber would affect the sugar content in these M&Ms because most of the sugar is within the chocolate, in the milk chocolate that's in it. So I thought that I would do an experiment that would last 6 years. And if I'm still around in 6 years, you guys will know how well that experiment turned out. So what I have here is I have 12 small half-pint jars. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill 6 of these with each regular M&Ms and the peanut M&Ms. I'm going to put an oxygen absorber on each of these, inside of each of these. And I'm going to open up one of these, one of each, every year for the next 6 years. So the next time that I revisit this video and opening this will be a year from today, on or about. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do with these, and we'll see how they turn out. I personally think they're going to turn out just fine. And I'm going to go ahead and also, when I open the first one of these 2 in a year, I'm going to go ahead and open up some chocolate that I vacuum sealed probably about a year or 2 ago and see how that chocolate is doing. I looked at it the other day and it looked like it's just fine. I have a feeling that chocolates, as long as properly stored, will last a very long time. Now, before I go on to sealing these up and give you guys an idea of how much room these actually take up, because I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough of these or if I'm going to have to revert to using a quart jar or something like that to put whatever leftovers there are. I wanted to tell you guys a really funny story, if you guys have time for a really funny story. Yesterday, Little Miss Alaska Prepper made some pancakes. Last night we had pancakes for dinner. There happens to be one left over, okay? And she did it herself, and she was really proud of herself because she's never made pancakes before. And when I was eating this pancake, I was asking, like, how did you make these? And she's like, I just followed the directions on the package, because I used the pancake mix that I get from Costco, which is, by the way, a really awesome pancake mix. And I'm like, these are the best tasting pancakes I have ever had. And I was serious. I had never had pancakes that tasted this good before, ever. And I used the same pancake batter. And she was like, I just followed the directions. And then this morning, when I came to the kitchen, I was tidying up and actually getting ready to shoot this short video. And I looked at this. Now, for those of you that know, that saw my video when I was making this ghee a few days ago, I looked at this and I was like, man, we've been using that pretty quick. And I look inside, and she'd used like 2/3 of a jar of ghee to make like 8 pancakes. And then I asked my wife, I said, is this what Miss Alaska Prepper was using to make the pancakes yesterday? She's like, yeah. I'm like, no wonder they were the best darn tasting pancakes I've ever had. Because she used about 2/3 of a pint of ghee just to make like 8 pancakes. So I thought you guys would find that kind of humorous, but in all honesty, this was the best pancake I've ever had, and now I know why. Now I know the secret, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let me go ahead and put these up. If you guys want to follow along, I'm going to go ahead and put this up, put on some happy music. So ladies and gentlemen, that took about 40 packs of M&Ms combined, which is more than what I thought it would take. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put a 100cc oxygen absorber in each of these and seal them up. Now let me explain to you guys why I'm not going to vacuum seal these. I feel that a 100cc oxygen absorber is more than plenty to evacuate all of the air or all of the oxygen within each of these containers and then some. So it should produce, if you have good oxygen absorbers that are still viable, it should produce a very good seal on its own, and you shouldn't have to vacuum seal. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use the oxygen absorber on its own. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and grab a handful here. I'm going to grab a handful and I'm going to close up my original container and get to work. Because when you get to this part here, this is the part where you really want to be ready and be quick. And I can already feel these starting to get warm. So I know that they're still really good. You just want to make sure that your oxygen absorbers are not going to be in the way. Look at that, I grabbed exactly 12, exactly what I needed. You want to make sure that they're not going to be in the way of your seal. All right, so you have to press down on them a little bit. Go ahead. And this is one of those times where you want to make sure that your lid is nice and tight. All right, nice and tight. Let's go ahead and get these done. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to stay till the end of the video, I have a little bonus video for you guys if you like to stay and watch it. If not, what I'm going to do next is I am going to go ahead and label all of these with a Sharpie, and I am going to put the month and year of when I'm going to open each of these. So I'm going to put open and then the month and year of when I'm going to open them. And just in case you were wondering, these lids, they're just one-piece lids. They already have a seal on them. So that's why I'm not using a ring, because these are one piece. And it's a really good sign too. When you take out your oxygen absorber, it's a really good sign if they start getting warm in your hands when you take them out, because that means that they are actually still active and working. So here's all of our M&Ms. I'm going to label them all. And then I'll be back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a real quick impromptu review of a Mountain House meal. It's one of the ones that I kept out from when I did all of those cold weather MREs. And just to let you guys know what it tastes like in case any of you ever come across that brand and want to try it. So the meal I'm going to try today is the Mountain House freeze-dried Oriental style spicy chicken and vegetable with rice. I've never had this before, and as you can see, this is a very big serving. This has to be a double serving. But all that we need to do with this is add 16 ounces of boiling water or really hot water, and then seal it up and let stand for 5 to 10 minutes. Let's see if it is 5 to 10 minutes. Well, it says stir and wait 10 minutes. So that's what we're going to do with this one. Let me go ahead and see if you guys can take a look at the ingredients. Any of you guys are interested in the ingredients. All right, yeah, my water's almost to a boil. Let's take a quick look at the nutritional information. This has 580 calories. Look at that. This is almost one whole, you could say this is pretty much a full meal. You know, if you want to keep in track with a 2,000 calorie a day diet. Of that 580 calories, it's got 6 grams of fat. It has a lot of sodium. It has more than your daily allowance of sodium. It has 2,620 milligrams of sodium. Wow. It has 98 grams of carbs. It has 32 grams of protein. But you have to understand too, ladies and gentlemen, these meals were designed for, you know, soldiers that are in the field, that are, you know, out there doing, you know, manual labor all day. They're, you know, humping a backpack all day, walking through the mountains and things like that, where they are really expending a lot of calories and they actually need that extra salt. So that's what these were designed for. You know, or people that are like hikers that, you know, put in a lot of miles, you know, on a daily basis. So you have to remember that. And another thing you want to remember also is that should you ever need to break into your long-term food storage, you're probably going to be doing a lot more than what you normally do on a daily basis as far as your physicality goes, as far as how much labor, manual labor you'll be doing. Some people may have to go out there and chop wood for the first time. All right, not saying that that'll happen, but you also have to keep that in mind that in a crisis mode, you would probably be using more calories and more of your body's nutrients than you do on an everyday basis, like the lives we live now. Most people nowadays, compared to 100, 120 years ago, live a pretty sedentary lifestyle. All right, so let me go ahead and get the water. Let me go ahead and open this up, and then we'll take a look at it, see what it looks like. All right, let's open this up. My water is boiling. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did with the other one. Oh, this looks really good, actually. Wow. I want to show you guys this. Look at that. You can see some nice big pieces of green beans in there. Let me smell it. It smells Oriental. It smells like a Chinese variant of food. Look at that. You can see some carrots in there. You can see some red peppers. I can see some chicken pieces. This looks very promising. Let's take a look and see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and put my water in here. And just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, this asks for 16 ounces of water. I always put about an ounce less than what it recommends. Just because a lot of times when you put in the exact amount of water that it recommends that you use, it comes out a little bit soggy or mushy. Like when I made those eggs, that breakfast skillet that I made yesterday, when I did the cold weather MREs, I used about 7 ounces of water instead of 8 ounces of water. So I'm going to go ahead and set my timer. I'm going to let that sit there for about 10 minutes. And then I'll been over 10 minutes. I'm pretty anxious to see and taste this. Oh, look at that. Looks pretty good. Oh, wow. It smells really good. Let's go ahead and lay this out on the plate. It all came out of there pretty easily. Let me spread this around a little. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as far as the sodium goes, I can understand where a lot of people are very... Oh, sorry about that. Dog is running around. I can understand where a lot of people are very wary of how much sodium they intake for health reasons or whatever reasons they may have, right? So I actually was contacted by a company that specializes in making long-term food storage meals that are low in sodium. And I'm waiting for them to send me the meals that they were going to send me so I can review them because I'm pretty interested. In all actuality, a Canadian prepper did a video on those meals, and he said that they're like the best freeze-dried long-term food storage meal he's ever tasted. And they have a very low sodium content. So when those come in, I'll do a review and let you guys know what I think about them. I think they're a premium item though, but I don't know exactly. We'll wait for them to come in and see exactly what they're like. But when they do, I will be doing a review on those. Now, this actually looks pretty darn good. I have no idea what it tastes like because I've never had it. But look, you can see everything in there. Green beans, peppers. These are pieces of chicken, small pieces of chicken. Obviously rice. And I don't see anything else. Oh, this looks like it might be a little mushroom in there. Let's give this a taste because it is lunchtime. I want to grab some with everything in it, not just rice. There you go. And look at that. It actually looks pretty appetizing and it smells really good. Let's see what it tastes like. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually pretty good. It doesn't taste like Chinese food, like Chinese rice that you get at a Chinese restaurant. To me, it doesn't. But it's very tasty. You can taste the vegetables in it. You can taste the peppers. I taste a little garlic in there as well. It is very tasty. It's not off-putting at all. I would say that. And one of the reasons I really like Mountain House, to tell you the truth, is because a lot of their meals already have meat in them. That's why they're a little more pricey. It's because a lot of their meals have actual protein, meat in them. And as you can see, this one here, this packet has 32 grams of protein. So that's pretty good and well balanced as far as how much protein, how much carbohydrates, and how much fat it has. The only thing that is not the best is that it has a lot of sodium. Right? Other than that, I would say that I would give this on its own, not comparing it to anything else. I would give this an easy 8 out of 10. 8, maybe 8.5 out of 10. As far as how it tastes and easy it is to prepare. So yeah, not a bad product at all. So now let me go ahead and show you all that I got the jars marked up, because I'm counting on you guys to remind me next year to open up my first jar. Because you guys know I'm going to forget. So there you go. Our first two is going to be 1 year from now, November 20th. And you can see I have a regular M&M and a peanut M&M marked. So a lot of people are probably going to say that the peanut M&Ms are not going to last that long because of the peanut. But from experience, I've found that as long as you keep that oxygen away from the peanuts or whatever nut you're working with, that it's lasted quite a while for me, from my own personal experience. I've got some nuts like walnuts and some pecans and some almonds that I vacuum sealed years ago that are still good. I threw an oxygen absorber in there, I vacuum sealed them, and I opened up a container not too long ago, and I think I showcased it in one of my previous videos. Still good, nothing wrong with it. So our first one is going to be November 20, and then as you can see, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. If these things last all the way through 25, then I'll be pretty happy with it. And now just to show you that the nuts that I use, or the candy that I used to put in here, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, but these guys expired in March of this year. All right, so these expired in March of this year, the peanuts. And the regular ones, I think, are around the same date. These guys expired April of this year. So, well, not expired, but best before date, all right, expired on April of this year and March of this year for the peanut M&Ms. So we'll see, ladies and gentlemen, how they turn out. Next one will be in a year. I hope you guys are still with me in a year, and I hope YouTube is still around in a year. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, you know, everyone's talking about all the changes that's going on with YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And I don't want this to happen, but I think that YouTube will eventually go away, or a lot of its creators will find a different platform because of all the restrictions that are coming about, etc., etc. Okay? So if you guys want to join me on Patreon, you can join me over there for as little as $1 a month. And I'm looking into a method. I'm trying to find a method where I can actually upload my videos to my own website, where I can be independent from YouTube to be able to publish videos on Patreon without having to be connected to YouTube. So if you guys want to join me over there, by all means, feel free to do so. Like I said, for as little as $1 a month, you can contribute whatever you want, but I do believe that a minimum is $1 a month. And if something ever does happen where YouTube goes away, we'll still have a way to connect with each other. So thank you very much again for your support. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave your input on how long you think these will last when stored in this manner. Now I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them in my pantry, where the temperature is always ranging anywhere between 55 degrees at the very lowest to about 69 degrees at the very highest, at the warmest part of the year. Having said that, thank you again for joining in. Remember to be good to each other. When people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I am out.